Good morning, cheesecakes. Welcome to England. I'm back for Christmas, and while I'm here, I still wanted to film some content. So I've come to meet up with my mate Joel and the granddaddy, which is this 1966 Mercedes 250 SE Cabriolet. This car has an amazing story, and actually Joel and I, 5 years ago, drove to the south of France to pick it up. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about that history in more detail, and there are pictures to go with it, so let's go inside and take a look. We just want to give you a quick synopsis of the life of this car, because like I said, it has a history that goes way before even 5 years ago when I first saw it. So, this is Joel.
Hey guys.
And I'm going to let him talk a little bit about how this car got to be here right now.
So the car, obviously it's a bit of a dinosaur these days. 1966, a great year for English football. At the time, in 66, James, who was the original owner and the one owner from new, if you like, was doing a feature in Spain. He was a really well-established writer at this point. He'd worked for Life magazine for many years in New York and was doing a lot of freelance work and also writing novels. Really successful in his own right. And he'd just got paid for a story for Reader's Digest in Spain, was walking past the Mercedes garage and saw that car in the window and had to have it basically. He was feeling flushy, pockets full of money, and he just walked in and said, how much for the black Mercedes? And then had it shipped to New York, ready for US roads. So that was the sort of first chapter.
That's so great. And so in New York, he was living in a hotel, wasn't he?
That's right, yeah. He was living out of the Algonquin, which is like, I think it's still going in Manhattan. I think it's a 5-star hotel. And this was back in the glory days of publishing where they had money to burn effectively.
So man, I was getting £350 a day shooting for Mountain Bike UK. There's no chance they were ever... They wouldn't even put me up in a Holiday Inn.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get a little roadside inn, wouldn't you,
Exactly.
to be fair.
Yeah. So there he is, because he was travelling all the time.
He was in and out of the
There was
country,
no point in him having his own place, so the magazine just paid for him to live in a swanky hotel.
In a 5-star.
That's amazing.
for years, I think, as well.
Sorry, so carry on.
So that chapter kind of happened, and the car obviously saw a fair amount of America, and then he moved to Paris to write stories, write novels. He would still back and forth to the States where his family were, but he had the car shipped over to Paris. He used to park it by the Arc de Triomphe, and this one time this lady in a Renault smashed into the back end of it and caused significant damage. And I've got all of the notes are in the kind of file, but the car was shipped over to Stuttgart to have the back end rebuilt at no expense spared. Basically, Mercedes did it all.
And what's crazy is that nowadays it would just go to a body shop. You take it down to your local body shop. Back then, it went back to the Mercedes factory. Yeah. So it's like there's no aftermarket repairs. It was done by Mercedes engineers and Mercedes mechanics in the factory, probably where it rolled out of previously.
And James was a super exacting guy, and it was probably at his request that it went back to Mercedes, to be fair, because he wanted everything belts and braces and all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. So I would be very surprised if it wasn't at his insistence.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he was. It's had a really long, varied life through Europe. After that incident, he then sort of retired to the south of France to start a family. And then the car would only really get used to sort of do little country trips out to the local Michelin restaurants and stuff like that. And then in the 80s, the family, they had kids at this point. So my wife, Suzanne being one of them, a new law came in France where you had to have local plates installed on the car. And the insurance costs was escalating, and they had 2 cars. So they just decided to roll it into the garage where it would lie for the next virtually 30 years. A photographer called Bob Peterson gave the family this book after James died. And it sort of documents the halcyon days of the car, if you like. Here's James in Paris in the granddaddy kind of rocking a little sleeveless shirt.
Mate, it's so amazing.
These are awesome photos. There's some more. This is just
look at
a
that.
meal at the Au Pied du Cochon. James with an ice cream. Here they are broken down, and James just swigging from the bottle. Absolute baller.
This is just like romance at its finest, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous pictures.
There you go. It's got the baguette. really good photos.
It's so special to have all of these memories as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was kind of like seeing photos like that.
Wait, go.
Let me go forward. Seeing photos like that.
Look at that.
That kind of made it really important to keep the car in the family and continue the journey.
And so basically, after all of that, I kind of got brought on board. I met Joel about 6 years ago when we were working on the Guitar Hero Live project, and he told me about this car and explained the history and everything behind it. And knowing that I'm into my cars and I could probably help him get it back, he was like, I want to go down to the south of France, and for Suze's 30th birthday, I would like to bring it back, restore it, and gift it to her on her 30th birthday, keep it in the family and everything. And so we make it down to the south of France, and we get to the house. And Joel's kind of explained about the house, and it wasn't just a house, it's a villa. It's gorgeous. It's, you know, on a lot of land. Yeah. It would be absolutely beautiful, beautiful property. And the garage was actually underneath the front lawn.
Nestled.
Yeah. And like Joel said, it was like the Batcave. Yeah. You know, it was so amazing. And so we pull up, and there this car is, covered in dust. And we have some pictures, so I'll cut to those. The thing had just been left there for, like you said,
effectively like a classic barn find. You know, there's like probably 2 or 3 inches of dust on there.
And so, yeah, we basically end up getting this thing loaded onto a trailer and then hightailed it back across France, back into the UK. And 10 months later, and a lot of blood, sweat and tears and money.
Yeah. Few quid spent on just getting the engine rebuilt. We had the fuel injection pump had to be completely reconditioned, new roof, new interior. The interior we did slightly later just because it wasn't essential to getting it running. But yeah, even that has had to be completely redone, although we've done it in OEM leather.
So yeah, so that's it. That's where we find ourselves now. So Sue's got the car. It was amazing, and it's now been on the road for the last 5 years? 4 years?
4 and a bit years. Yeah.
So we're going to head down to Caffeine and Machine, which is this sort of like I don't know, did I say what it was out there? I don't know. If I did, then I'll cut this bit. If I didn't, then Caffeine and Machine is this sort of like a B&B bar restaurant car mecca that popped up in the middle of the Warwickshire countryside a few years ago, and it attracts all kinds of amazing cars. So every Sunday they do a Cars and Coffee. We're going to take the granddaddy down there and go see what we can find. So this is Caffeine and Machine. Yes, look at this van. That's cool. I like that. And this R8's nice. So no pressure, Joel. Joel now has to park in front of all these people watching. No pressure. I'm filming you. Oh, just to honk my horn a little bit. We parked. So this is Caffeine and Machine, and basically, like I said, it's an old country pub, I think, probably at one point. They've now got bedrooms in here, they've got a bar, they've got the restaurant, and then every weekend you just get a ton of amazing cars. Everything from old Jettas to Subarus, Minis, new Astons, and then this thing. This looks awesome. So this is like some kind of a conversion camper van thing, and this looks phenomenal. Look at these. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little look around now and show you what's here. First thing I noticed, 1, 2, and there was another R8 as soon as we walked in. These new Astons. So here you go. So the new Vantage. And it's interesting seeing cars here compared to America, because obviously in America they're all subtly different. Usually the bumpers are a little bit different, and so it definitely is interesting to see the difference between the European spec and the US spec. Yeah, I'm a Big fan of this. This is paint. This is like a bed line of paint that they've done this in. So yeah, this is the thing, is I'm kind of torn about getting an off-grid camper van and whether to do like a complete sleeper build, so keep it stock, maybe some off-road wheels and tires, but not lift it, or do something like this, because this type of thing, you could go anywhere in this and it looks badass, but you couldn't park it in the city and then sleep at the side of the road because people would know that it was a camper van. You know, it's not the kind of thing that you can just stealth park, but I do like them. So this you definitely don't see a lot of in California. This is a Land Rover Defender 110 with the pickup bed on it. And obviously Jeeps are big in America. Over here, the person who would drive a Jeep in America, actually no, that's not true, because a lot of girls drive Jeeps in America. They like them to run around in and be able to, like, you know, take the sides off and the doors off. They're more of a fashion car, whereas the Defender here, it's farmers, it's enthusiasts, it's off-roaders.
Heavy utility vehicle, really. But then there are also like the Chelsea Tractor Defender drivers, the ones that can't afford G-Wagons.
He said it, not me. But this is definitely a utilitarian one. This thing is built to work and camp as well. They got the awning off the side. So this is another thing that I don't get to see much in America, is a lot of Renaults, Peugeots, you know, you got little Fords. We do get the Fiestas and the Focuses in the US, but not as much as we do here. And so like the small hot hatch thing is massive out here. Everybody, when they get their first car, they get a hot hatch. And so as you can see here, we've got the Megane Sport Cup Trophy, whatever it is, that's the fast Megane. And then you've got the Focus and then another one behind it. So that is definitely a thing that we don't see a lot of in America, is the small hatchbacks, another Audi R8. And this is what I really like, the older Audis. I haven't seen one of, I don't think I've seen one of these in the US.
How clean it is as well.
And wagons as well.
How clean it is.
Let me know in the comments, Americans, why don't you like wagons? Why don't you like estates? They are so cool, but they just don't sell in America. For some reason, they just don't sell. Actually, the new Audi RS6 is being released in America in a wagon, and it looks flipping beautiful. Yeah. But like, this is just badass. As quick as the saloon, but you can put all your shopping in the back of it, and it handles basically as well. I want to say the wheelbase is the same. I don't know that for a fact, I'm not making it up, but I'm pretty sure the wheelbase on the saloon and the estate is the same.
Who wins in a heads-up race? The red car or the blue car?
Red is always faster. Red is always faster. So again, talking about hot hatches, you got the S3. Now, there are S3s in America. Again, just not as popular as they are here, and I don't know why. I just don't understand. Actually, look at this. E30 Touring. See, tell me why. Why do you not want wagons in America? I don't get it. That, my friends, is how you do a Skyline. This is cool. I've never seen an RX-8 on the 3-spoke Advans, and I don't know if this is an Advan car because he clearly likes them, but it looks good. It's kind of got that retro vibe to it. I like it, I like it. Oh, also, this absolutely is something that people in Beverly Hills need to pay attention to. A fat wallet doesn't make you special. It absolutely doesn't. So we got the Audi contingent here. Big lineup of Audis, but look at this. Is this a turbo Daihatsu Charade?
Unfortunately not, no, it's a Chiore.
Okay.
Yeah, 850cc, non-turbo.
Non-turbo?
44 horsepower.
Is this just an Intec? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It looks that way though,
Mate,
doesn't it?
that's brilliant. How do you fit in that?
You know what? Because it's quite the way they've sort of spaced it out. Like the back wheels are quite far at the back, so inside it's quite spacey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not too bad.
That is fucking phenomenal. I love that. I love the arches as well. Bit of weight saving too.
Oh, yeah. 623 kilo.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, power to weight ratio is about 70 brake at the moment.
That, I mean, that's not bad.
It's not bad. It doesn't do too bad.
And so, what does it make? How many horsepower?
So 44 out of the engine, and then yeah, power to weight, so about 70 brake.
So 44 horsepower.
44
engine,
horsepower out of the engine,
20
yeah.
horsepower when you pedal it.
Exactly, yeah.
Right, nice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Everyone
so it
keeps
is a hybrid, technically.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got pedals down there.
Yeah,
So you
yabba dabba do.
That is amazing. So you Americans definitely won't have seen one of these, but yeah, the engine isn't even a litre. So yeah, this is how we do it here in Europe. It's different, slightly different. Actually, are we in Europe? Where are we right now? I don't know. I'm kind of... Are we in Europe? Are we out of Europe? Who knows?
No one knows yet.
Mate, that's awesome. Thanks, buddy. Take it easy. I just love these wagons. Look how good they look. I'm sorry, Americans, but wagons are cool. Wagons are cool. Diesel, yes! A diesel Fabia. Oh, I do have a soft spot for those. So I have a 1.9 TDI engine that I built for my Seat Leon, which is kind of like a Mark IV Golf. And it's fully built, I've done everything to it, and it's sat on a pallet. I really want to bring it to America, but I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. But it should make, on straight diesel, 350 horsepower and 450 to 500 foot-pounds of torque, and a bit more with nitrous. So every time I see one of those, I'm always like, oh, I need to get it.
Mate. What's that doing here?
Please apologise for calling that a muscle car, because I bet you that's the V6.
Sorry, I meant to say a Mustang.
A Mustang car. That is nice. Ooh, I like the little carbon spoiler on it as well. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Lamborghini Huracan Performante with the tricolor stripes and the gold rims. I'm telling you, this or the Huracan Evo, probably the Evo, honestly, but this is the perfect daily. At slow speed, it drives like an Audi TT, and when you get on it, oh my goodness. I'll tell you what though, I'm still a huge fan of the old Vanquish Volante. So I had one of these back in 2015. I got given one from Aston Martin for the weekend to go drive around in. Oh, we got another Mustang.
How are you?
Anyway, I got one of these, and I got it for the weekend. And it is a great GT car. They're quick, they look great, they sound great. And also, nobody knew what it was. Everyone was asking, is that a Ferrari, is that a Lamborghini? They didn't have a clue. But they are a great looking car. And I think they've aged really well, and they even stand up to the new Vanquish.
You got me falling.
Well, that wraps it up from here at Caffeine and Machine. If you guys ever find yourself in Warwickshire on a Sunday, come down. Oh, actually, they're open all the time, but on a Sunday morning, that's when you'll get all of the cool cars and stuff come in. I have one more video that I'm going to shoot while I'm here in the UK, so check that out next week. But yeah, until then, make sure if you haven't subscribed, you do, because I would love to see you here again. Hit the bell button so you get the notifications. Give it a thumbs up, because that really helps. And until next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do. See ya.
You got me falling. You got me falling.